Welcome back to Book Diaries. I know I talk a lot about Twilight here, saying stuff like, my break book from Twilight, on multiple occasions. However, I have yet to actually talk about a single Twilight book in this series, but that's gonna change today. I'm actually covering the last book. Sorry. What seems to be a pattern on all these videos, I've got a backstory. Christmas of 24, we actually had an early Christmas that year, but whatever. We were visiting my grandma's out of state, and me and my aunt were talking about books. I think it was mostly Hunger Games, but eventually Twilight came up. It had been on my reading list, and my aunt gave me extra encouragement to read it. She really loved Twilight. My grandma still had the series from the old days when my other aunt was a teenager and read the books. We grabbed the first book, and I almost read the whole thing in like 4 days. I took the whole series home, minus the third book, which I had to buy later, and continued to read them. On January 14th, 2026, I finally finished Twilight. At least until I read the 3 extra books. I still have to watch the movies, but I'll get to that eventually. I don't really want to make a summary for this book because I feel like it would be a bit of a spoiler, so just read the whole series. I think a bit of an older / more mature teen could read this. Usual Twilight nonsense plus some extra sex hinty jokes because of her honeymoon. I'd rate it an 8.5 out of 10. Not the best book, but I really enjoyed this series. One more thing, the books are so much better than the movies. Again, I haven't seen the last 2, so I don't know about those. I think they were only interested in the romance of a vampire and a werewolf fighting over a poor, defenseless human. But it's not all of that in the books. For instance, spoilers up to Eclipse, by the way, there's a scene where Jacob makes Bella kiss him. In the book, Bella is severely concerned for Jacob's well-being and saying she'll do anything for him to be okay. Including kiss him. Oh gosh, Twilight. They kiss, and during that, she gets a flash of a life with Jacob. A nice family scene with what their future kids would be. It makes her feel less reluctant to kiss him, and she starts to genuinely consider him as a love interest. Of course, her heart is only for Edward, but she had a harder time deciding, especially if going to the Colons and becoming one of them would hurt Jacob. In the movie, she's begging and then they kiss and she folds under zero pressure. It's only there so they could kiss. That is all. There's no characteral point for that, you know? Same with the I'm Switzerland scene. She's been arguing with Jacob and Edward for days, trying to tell them that she's neutral. She doesn't, only take part with you know what I'm saying, neutral. She says that out of frustration, but they just randomly slap it in the movie and it comes out of nowhere. Anyway, I'm sure you're tired of hearing me complain, so I'll end this here. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and have a good rest of your evening, my little fledglings.